Well, now we're going to use two angles of elevation. And I'd have to admit to you that sometimes these kind of problems, at least for me, get a little bit tricky. But hey, one of the reasons why it gets tricky is because I have to think about it. But geometry is about thinking, right? And then all of math is about perseverance and practice and patience and persistence. Or persistence, practice, patience, perseverance. There you go. Persistence, practice, patience, perseverance. 4 P's. But we'll see if we can't get our way through this. Now, two buildings are sighted from the top of a 200-meter skyscraper. Building A is sighted at a 35-degree angle of depression, while building B is sighted at a 36 angle of depression. How far apart are the two buildings to the nearest meter? Well, I don't know how wide these buildings are, and it didn't tell me, so we're going to assume it's from the middle of each building. So I'm going to draw my buildings, my little sketch, like they're sticks, but I still probably want to do SOHCAHTOA. That might come in handy later. All right, you're going to have to bear with me on my stick drawing. So let's see. I got a building here. We're told that it is 200 meters high, and it's looking down at two buildings. Now, one of them is an angle of depression of 35, and the other line of sight is 36 degrees. And if you think about it, you got to think here, but geometry is about thinking. The shorter angle, 35, that building is going to be further away than the building at 36, because I got to look down further to get a 36-degree angle. So let's see. Let's first start. Let's say this is looking down, and here's this building A, skinny building, and we've got an angle. Let's say here's our horizon line, and this is an angle of 35. And then we're going to have an angle of 36. So it's looking, say, down this way. And so that angle of depression is 36. Okay. And so here's this building going up here. Okay. Well, that's pretty hideous. Okay. Now we're trying to figure out how far apart these buildings are to the nearest meter. And so what I'm trying to find is this distance right there. Let's call that X. But I know this first skyscraper is 200 meters. So I probably need to find what this distance is as well. And let me do this. This is building A, and this is building B. Get my sketch all put together. And let's call this Y. All right, so now let's go back to our angles of depression. So if from this 200-meter building down to building A, well, that's an angle of 35. And the angle between building B and the 200 meters, that's angle 36. Now, if I find the measure, if I find X plus Y, this entire distance, I could find that by, what do I know? I know an angle, I know a distant opposite it, and I'm trying to find something adjacent, opposite, adjacent, opposite, adjacent, opposite, adjacent, TOA, tangent. So let's see here then. I should be able to get this entire distance, x plus y, we're going to say, by the tangent of 35, and that's going to equal, tell you what, rather than call, well, we're okay. I'm going to call this entire distance A for adjacent. 200 opposite over A. So then we got A tan 30, 35 equals 200. And A is going to be 200 divided by the tangent of 35. Okay, let's see what we got there. 200 divided by the tangent of 35, close the parentheses. That'd be so that entire distance right here is 285, we're going to say 285.6. From the base of building A, let's call this building C, to building C, 285.6. A is equal to 285.6. Now, if I find this measure here, from here to here, and then subtract it from that 285.6, well, that should give me the distance between those two buildings. So let's see, I still got opposite over adjacent, this time it's y. So let's say here that I'm running out of room, but that's okay. The tangent 36 equals 200 over y. And y represents the distance from building B to building C. And so then y is going to equal, I'm going to shortcut that because I'm running out of room, y is going to equal 200 divided by the tangent of 36. Let's see what that equals. All right, 200 divided by tangent 36, close the parentheses, 275.2. And to answer the question, how far are the two buildings apart to the nearest meter? Well, it's simply going to be, we'll go up here to the top, 285.6 minus 275.2, and that's going to equal 10.4, and to the nearest meter, this distance right here is going to be 10 meters. Shazam, Shazam. That deserved a double Shazam. It's a double Shazam because we used two angles of depression. Shazam. Third.